Hello everybody, this is Sonya. Yes, it's recording. Now, I've come on here to show you things that I got for my Mother's Day, my birthday, because they're both in the same week nearly, so it's really a busy time for me, and I'm very lucky. So, I got the watercolour pencils that I showed you the other day from my eldest daughter, because she bought me these so I could do the painting. And I got from my youngest daughter, this is a cutting board, glass one, a glass cutting board, which is, we are memory keepers. It's got on it, see, and it's got all these really neat, I might if I go out wider, oh, it's got look all the marks and things on it for you to do everything, right? You can paint on it, you can blend your paint in on it, you can cut on it, and it is absolutely awesome. Only just opened it, did a little bit of cutting out, because you get your little X-Acto knife and you get a piece of paper and you decide where you want to cut the piece of paper, and you get your ruler and you just cut like this on it. And I would have thought that because it was glass it wouldn't have been a good idea, but it is a good idea because it works just fine. I'm just going to line this up with something, so I actually cut a size of maybe we'll say 2 inches, I guess, so I can just line that up and bring it over to here. Now, you know, I've got heaps of we've got other cutting things. I don't know if this blade's very good to use. Can you see what I'm doing? No, you can't. Well, I'm cutting along here because I'm going to have to finish that now. I don't think this blade I'm using is very good. I need to get another blade on in my X-Acto knife. So you cut along your because it's even got a corner on it, this thing. Let me see if I can get another blade and put in it. I've got one just here, I hope, handy. But it is absolutely amazing, because I just dropped that on there. I just panicked a bit, but I think if I don't do too much bashing about it should be fine. Now, these blades have been in here since the year dot, but I will be able to get one out. And mostly this video will probably be about me showing you what these things do that I got, or show, you know, so I need to wipe the top of that blade. That's not good. Where's me? Here. I knew I had some somewhere, all these bits and pieces I need. I brought a lot of stuff in here today because I wanted to do some videos. I haven't put up any for a few days, but I've been otherwise busy and doing stuff. Now I'm going to have to be careful I don't cut myself with this, because I have a bad habit of doing that. And now, why is this all khaki colour? I guess it's old. I probably need to get some new ones. Seriously. Oh, I should have put that one back in there, shouldn't I? Put it back in here. These are really, well, I don't know if I've ever used them. Some of them we could look on, aren't they? Wait a minute, I might even try something that's not so khaki, if I can get it off here without, that's all going to stick. Why won't that come off there? They look like they've been glued on there, but I didn't do that. I've had this for so long, and I've got the blades from my other knife thing, a Stanley knife or whatever you call it, in them packets. How about this one here? This one looks like it might be a bit better. I might use this one. That's it. Well, it's got stuff on. I never used these. Why have they got stuff all over them? Might be the fairies. Could be the fairies doing it. I mean, it's not going to go in there. That doesn't fit in this one, because I do have more than one of these blades. Which blade did I have before? Here. Goodness me. I'm sorry about this. I will get myself organised here any minute now. Right, I'll have to go back in there. And screw that up a bit there. These are really natty things, but dangerous little things if you're not careful. And it could end badly for you if you're not careful. Go back up in there. Now try again. Well, if you want to use this sort of thing to cut along, I'm going to get back on that line, make sure that this is lined up down here properly so I don't wreck my piece of paper that I got here and cut it down the wrong way. Because I got a steel ruler. I'm really looking now to buy one of those ones with a funny edge on it so you can tear your stuff, but I'm not doing anything. And maybe I can't cut it because I'm not game to press on it. But look, it did not even leave a mark on there. It cut this, but did not even leave a mark on my glass. Oh, isn't that good? Now, I wouldn't have did that if I hadn't seen on the packet that you can. Because I see, there's a lady there and she's cutting it with her, see? So if she did that, I can too. Otherwise, it's not a workable thing. But because you can use it for so many things, like I've got underneath here, I've got a craft mat and I have got a resealable, you know, one of them mats that seal itself. Now, if I wanted to use the craft mat, I could do that, but they've got to be used separate because you can't cut on the craft mat because you cut your craft mat and you can't really glue and stick on your craft, and you know what I mean. You can't use, so, but this you can, you know. These are valued at about $50 and I think Ellie paid about $39 for me because she gave me the money and I ordered the things, you know. So this was one of the things that she bought me. So I'm going to have some, well, I'm going to enjoy using this because I can change from one thing to the other without it causing me too much agony. Because I don't know about you, but I would be more inclined to think, oh, well, I won't do that because I have to move this, you know, and that's, you're working away and you're trying to do something and you think, well, I'm not going to do that because I've got to pick this up and move it and put it away and then come back and get the other thing. I don't have, some people have enough room in their craft room where they can have all different situations where they can put a mat for doing painting, a mat for doing cutting and all that sort of thing. Like, I can't do that because I've only got this small space left by myself for things because I've, you know, I use so much stuff, as you well know. Now, I'm going to cut this piece of paper, which I should have thought about that before and I didn't. I wonder if I can get a 5x5 piece out of this one. Oh, yeah, I think so. So I'm going to cut this piece out 5x5 and I'm, hang on a minute, I'll move the camera up, you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Well, kinda, I've got holes there where I've been punching out, but I think I'm going to, hang on, I might measure it first, see if I'm going to have enough. I am. I need a 5x5 piece of paper. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out to that size by putting it there in the corner. Line it all up nicely. And because besides your paper, of course, you can do fabric too. You can cut fabric with this. Didn't press down hard enough, Sonia. Too scared. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I'm not going to be scared. I can't just go and get another thing because I didn't want to have to go and get another thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this work. Because it's just a matter of getting used to stuff, isn't it? You know? Like, because I craft in two different areas, I've got to cut things in and out, and I'm not going to have to do that anymore. I can use my guillotine out there and this in here and all that sort of thing. I'm going to be a bit slow at this, but, and I nearly had that in the wrong place. Alright, let's try again. Press down on it, Sonia, it's okay. The lady on the picture said you could cut it, so there we go. We've cut that piece. Now, we need to cut this piece. So if you buy things off Craft Online in Australia, because I know a couple of people have only just discovered it and think that it's absolutely amazing, and it is, you have to spend $50 just so you can get free postage. You don't have to, of course, but I always do. I always go, you know, over, but I wait until I got some birthday money or something saved up, and then, oh well, so I can do that, see? And that's a good way, I think. I mean, I've had a few birthdays, so I managed to get a bit of stuff. So that's a 5x5 square, because we are going now to use my other thing that I got from Ellie, and that is the envelope punch. Now, this is a We Are Memories envelope punch, Now when I seen this, I'm going to put the feet back on there. When I seen this first, I tried to work it out, could not figure out for the life of me what to do. But I have made some. You can make 60 different size envelopes. You can make, if you go on YouTube, people make bows with them, they make tags with them, they make so much different stuff. You can do so much different stuff, but I only wanted it really for the, to make the envelopes, because one day I'm sitting out there cutting away and I just ended up with hardly any envelope at all. I've got heaps of envelopes, and of course we can decorate them and change them, but I'd like to use some of my papers up and make some, you know, like out of my papers. So just putting back a few things here that I was just using. And so I'm going to have, I got the board because I wanted that. Now it was also $10 cheaper. So it was about $30, I think. Between the two of them, they cost $75. But you know what? It's worth every cent, I think. It really is. It'll last you forever. I mean, it's not like it's disposable or anything. So for the size of this envelope that I'm going to make, my card size, there's your card size written down there. There's your envelope size for your paper, I should say. And then that tells you where to score. Now that's the part that really got me. I couldn't figure out that because I kept on turning around and scoring, and I had this really weird thing I ended up with. So I went on YouTube, of course, and then I googled it or whatever. You put it on YouTube, and I come back with the answer. And it's so simple. It's if somebody. When I bought this, it had no instructions. Tiny bit of you do this and you do that and you do that and you turn. Here it says, select your paper, trim the paper, align the edge to the score, rotate to 90 degrees, align score with the score mark edge. Well, see, I'm going down here thinking I'm doing all the right things, following all these instructions, but I mucked it up anyway. And that happens. So at 2 inches here, if you can see that, there's a 2. We're going to do a score line, okay? And you put your little score thing there, and you score, right? Now, you turn it round, actually, you don't go too, no, they're getting carried away now, Sonya, get back where you were, and then you punch that, right? And then you turn that round to there, and you find this score line, which is just very vaguely along here, see? And you line it up with that little arrow. Not worry about this side now. And that's what I was doing. That's why I ended up with this fierce looking thing. And then you score that up there like that. And then you punch that. And then you turn it around again. And you put that there like that. And you do a score line. And you punch that. And then you turn it around again. To that, not this bit, Sonya, over here where the score line is, you can't see it. It's there, I'm telling you, believe me it is, I really promise that's where it is. And you just score that back up to, where's that little thing? And you score that back up to here. And I might have went a little bit off there, hope not. I think I did. See, I haven't got right to the corner. But hey, it's all good. Now we go and turn the paper around. There's a bit that come off. Now we turn the paper around and we put it in this back part of it. Make sure it's nice and straight in there. And you just press that down and it does your rounded corners on your envelope. Really, really easy. Not hard to push down at all. See? And then we've got this bit that goes over here. This bit that goes over here. I probably should have did it on the white part because I forgot, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to punch that bit there out, didn't I? Did somebody yell at me, Sonya, get back there where you were. So I'll go back there and I'll push that down. And I've got it right now, I hope. Seems to be a little bit off there. I guess we just need a bit of practice. I guess because I've gone and got a little bit to the sideways there. I mightn't have come down. But look at that, there you've got an envelope. I seen a girl, and this sort of paper is obviously not good to use because it sort of comes yucky. But a lady was, you know, how they do products and do a what's name on it to see what they think about it. And she said, my little train of thought just gone right out the window. What did she say was wrong with it? It needs to be bigger, because if you're making a big envelope, sometimes you're hanging off the side here, she thought. Maybe it does. I don't think I'll be making anything bigger. I've already made some of these. Don't know exactly where I put them for this moment, because I do. I made some and they worked really nicely, which, you know, of course they would. I probably didn't take as much care. Oh, I know. This underneath piece here, where this folds up, that should be not so high here, but I guess it's too hard to do. So when I made it, I'll just turn that down. I made these. I just turned that under and glued that there, okay? And that just, these work really easy. I think when I was looking at that, I wasn't lining that up properly, and that was my fault. It's nothing to do with the thing. But I wouldn't trade it back for nothing. There's no way. I just want to keep it. I wanted to make some like long ones too, and you know, any size. You can make so many different sizes. You can even go down, they show you too how to make smaller ones. Even though it's not on here, you can do one with a 2-inch piece of paper, and it's really cool, a tiny little one. So, you know, that's really good fun. Now, I don't know whether I showed you, I don't think I showed you the things that I got, and this of course goes in that pocket there, and that hangs onto it, okay? Now, I bought some things on AliExpress a fair while back now, but I got something here that I still haven't used, so I'm going to show you this. Look at these. These are absolutely awesome. Because I was doing the doll journal, I thought these looked really cool, and you get a whole heap of these, and I don't know how much they were. Definitely under $5, whether it be 3 or 2, it was definitely under $5. I probably should turn around to show you. And they are really little, awesome little things. They are really good cardstock that they're on. Really pretty. I think that is in there 40 or something, 30 or 40. There's a fair few. Look at them, aren't they gorgeous? Now, they're just a thing for a journaling thing, journaling cards. I might have said I had one in my book. Somebody sent me a really long time ago, and I found these, and I thought, oh dear, I'm having some of them, because that one, you know, when you got one thing and you think, oh, I can't use it because I really like it and I want to keep it. But now I've got these, so I don't have to worry about that one thing, because I don't have to worry about keeping it, because I've got all these. Well, you can imagine all the rest of them are just pretty. That's the one I got, I think, that one there. But too, the back of it was getting a bit tattered because I was dragging it around everywhere. So here's the thing here, and it doesn't say exactly, but they're 55mm by 145mm, and that's all the little girly doll things that's on here. Okay, so they are really awesome. I do love the way they package this too as well. And it was in, was it in a piece of cellophane? It could have been, but it had this piece of string around it. Good idea. It keeps it falling out like that. So that was, I might put that on there, protect the whole thing, because I have to find a space to put them in now, don't I? Because I've got to work with that. Now, would have been a good idea if I had timed myself, because I wanted to do a few videos today. I also bought myself these stamps. Now, I don't need a stamp. There's no way in the world do I need a stamp, but I do need that bird. I do need that bird stamp there. And I do need that bird stamp there. So I really like the bird stamp. Okay? I do like the bird stamp. And I do like the flowers. I do like the little camera. And that butterfly's really neat. I do like these these stamps. Gonna have to work out a way that I can find my stamps. Now I've knocked the end off my board because they just sit on there. There's a plastic thing there to stop it from getting bumped or you bumping. I don't think it's there. You can keep it on there if you want to, or you could take it off. But mine just fell off and I want to get it back, because I'm going to keep doing this to it, I'd imagine. I won't be back. I'll be back in a minute. There's the zone back under here. Wheel back under the table. This is what I'm talking about. good solid plastic thing, but it keeps, maybe I'll just put a little bit of sticky under there later on. Now, I don't know if I showed you that I bought myself these. I didn't. I got these for Mother's Day too. Did I show you these the other day? I've been on these since Mother's Day. I don't think so. Now, I got these at Aldi's, because Aldi had a lot of things. The stamps I got from Aldi's, and these. Now, I thought, oh, I don't know whether I should buy them. Will they be any good or not? They are awesome. Sometimes things are not what you want them to be, especially if they don't cost very much money. But I need a nice piece of paper, or even file folder would be good. Bit of a file folder. I'll have a half. Or I'll get a quarter. I'll just get a bit of it, because I want to show you how these work. It's a good thing to see how things work, especially before you go and buy them yourself, because you know, you could be disappointed. And in a lot of ways too, we have to learn to use the things. Like, I'm not saying anything about anybody, only myself, but when you first get something and you have a go at it, like me cutting that. See, there's not a mark on this thing. Like me cutting that, what's the name, made me really worry about that. I was really worried. I'm just fixing my camera thing up there so I can see. I was really worried about cutting that, but therefore I didn't do it properly. You know, and we do tend to, you know, not think about what we're doing. Now, this cut's absolutely awesome. You just got to make sure when you come to the next bit, you move it up. Am I showing you this? And you just cut along there, and you've got an absolutely great edge for a tuck spot or whatever. See? Look at that. That says it's a decal cut. This one here is Wave, and I really like the Wave because he's awesome. It won't do fabric, but it will do wallpaper. I've cut the wallpaper with it. Zigzag. If you're only using a very light piece of paper, I'm not going to say what it's like. I'll get a piece in a minute and show you. And this one here's, this is a Wave. What was the other one? The other one was a scallop. Oh, this is a Wave. Look, it says on the thing anyway, in case I don't know. You just stop here and make sure you're lined up with the right bit, and you just go along. And there goes that end off that thing again. I might have to just leave that on the floor for a minute. And then we have a postage one, which is okay, but I find it to be a bit big if you wanted to do a stamp with this, but you can make a big stamp, can't you? And I'm not picking that up in the right place, so I'll mark that up. See where I didn't start the scissors in the right place. You've got to make sure that you bring your scissors back to the right bit, you know. So it'll make a stamp, but I should have went round the other way, shouldn't I? Because look, I've got the thing coming out the wrong way. So we'll continue cutting around like this, and then pull it off there, and then we go up here like so. Right, now we would be trying to aim that bit better, Sonia, wouldn't we? Really? Make it straight. And you do have a stamp shape once you get it straight. How about you draw a little square first? Don't do what I'm doing, because I'm going to end up with a mini stamp here this rate, aren't I? I'm going to have nothing. But if you drew a line around your edges, it doesn't look too bad though for a stamp shape, does it? Okay, and the last one is called a renaissance, whatever that means for the stamp. I don't know. For a shape, obviously it's a shape like that. Isn't that cool? And these only cost me $10, I think. Or whoever bought them for me. Oh, my husband did. Jeremy bought me a stack of stuff, so I got that. I wonder where that thing is. Oh, there it is. It's safe. I'm not going to roll the chair on it, so I'm okay. Now, what else have I got in this baggie? Oh, this other stuff here that I got from Vinnie's the other day. The lady said to me, brought out this box and said, I'm going to have to find somewhere to stand these. I need a container to stand them in. I've got them in a paper bag. I won't be able to find them anyway in a week, I suppose. I hope I can. And said to put some stuff in a bag, she said, and you can have it for $1. So this was the first, 3 things. She said you could have 3 things for $1. So Sonia takes out this thing. This was one of the first things I got. Okay. Isn't that cool? Now, let me see. Because they get a lot of, a real lot of jewellery. I know years ago they never did get that much, you know. It was very, because people probably wore it more and didn't give it away. But I don't know whether the costume jewellery is not popular now or what. Come on, you must have a pair of pliers there somewhere. I'm just going to take a tiny bit apart. And thank you to all you lovely people who told me about my pliers. I'm really pleased about that because, remember, I grizzled because it didn't have a grip on it. Well, the jewellery ones don't have a grip on them because they don't want you to ruin your piece of wire with this grip, okay? So if anybody watched that and seen me whinging about the fact that it didn't have a grip on it, it was so it wouldn't wreck my wire and that I'm working with. So that's good. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, people, for telling me that. Now I'm just going to take a bit of this apart because I want to show you what I would do with this. Now there's a bit missing, so one of these stones. I just hope that I can do this because sometimes these things are really sealed good and you can't get them apart no matter what you do. Oh, hang on, it's moving. It moved. So look, I've got one of them things and I can hang it. Now I reckon what you need to do if you get something like this has got one missing, you need to try and take it off yourself. If you can't take it off, that's good. It might not fall off. But if you can, just glue it back on. Just glue it back on. Simple as that, really. Now there's a few things here to undo. I'm going to just do a couple because I want to just show you something, what I would do with it. Because people like to know what's going on, you know. If you find something that people want to know what you're doing. A lot of people say to me, oh, I can't wait to see what you do with that. But you know what, I mightn't do anything with it for another 12 months. Unless I've got a plan that I'm working on at the time. This one here's got 2 hanging things on it, look. So you could hang that up. I hope it doesn't come undone either. I'm trying to get this big one here off this. It'll look good on a cover. I don't know whether it might be too thick though, because your covers need to be a bit softer than this, I think. I don't know. Everybody's got a different thought on things. That'll work really good in a dangle, the one with one hole. Nearly got it there, nearly worked it out, nearly got it off, nearly got it all off. I hope I haven't lost any more of the stones out of it. Doesn't matter, I don't think, there's only one stone missing. If you find something that cost me, it cost me a few cents really, because it was only free for $1, because they just have so much stuff there and they don't even want to sort it out sometimes. They just, you know, couldn't be bothered, and you can't blame them really if it gets like that. They don't have a lot of workers either sometimes in the town to help them. So look at that. You've got all these little rings on here going around there. Now there's food for thought on that. I don't know what. I said I was going to take it off and show you, but I've got no idea now. I've lost the idea, because that, to me, I thought was going to be like... Anyway, it's not what I thought it was going to look like when I took it off. It's symmetrical. I was looking for the word. I thought I was going to have something that was symmetrical, but this is not quite. I'm going to keep those heavy rings. They might come in handy. Maybe none of this will come off, which I hope they don't. I thought you could hang that down on something, you know, because you've got all these here at the top. There's none at the bottom, but you've got these top ones, and it'd hang down really nice, I suppose. But you could glue that onto the back of a book if you had it, onto the spine, I guess, if you had wide enough one, it'd look alright glued onto the top. Maybe with some ribbon hanging down off the bottom of it or something like that. Anyway, there's lots of things to think about that can be done with it, or I can put some of this into one of my castles one day and somebody might get a bit. Okay, so that's that one. That's what that will happen to that. Look at that, that fell out of there. So, obviously you must have to throw it around on the table a bit. Where did it come from? Just fell out of the piece I put back in. Okay, well, we'll find somewhere for it to go back in. I'll just glue it back in myself, and that way hopefully it'll stay together. Oh no, there goes the other corner. Looks like I'm not going to be able to use corners on this. The other corner, I'll get him, pick him up off the floor. Okay, then I got this little tiny piece, which has only got, it's like a little bracelet or something. I don't know. It's got a little diamondy bit on it, but I thought maybe it'd look alright if you hung it on a, pulled it apart and just hung it on a charm or something, you know, just as a little dropping piece in your book or something, or because they're only tiny and they look really good because they've got a little diamondy thing there. And then I got this one because, you know what, I seen one in there and it had all these really nice colour shells. And the lady was talking to me and I put my hand in the bag and I must have picked this one up by mistake, because this is not what I dove in there for. But it's nice. It's got really nice little stones, beads. They're all glass, and so it's pretty. And that'll look nice too if I got a dangly down thing. So to make the dangly down thing out of something like this, I would... I'll show you how to just not actually cheat a bit, but to get this to work for you without causing you too much pain of rethreading it. Okay, I'm going to show you what I would do. Doesn't mean you don't have to, but so this is pretty thick, this stuff that I've got. It's called polyester cotton, and it's called button thread. And it's really old, but it is fairly thick. You can see it, can't you? You know, usually you can't. You can see cotton, but not like that. See, this is a difference, look. Oh, hang on. That's 2 threads I've got there. This is this other one. Now, I don't know if this is going to fit through here. Let me have a look first. Yep, it will. All I've got to do is get it in this... all I've got to do is get it in here. Let me see. Got the biggest pair of scissors. No, I haven't. I've got bigger ones. I've got giant scissors in here, but that's so I won't lose them. So we're going to see what we're going to do with this. Okay. Can we get that to go through there? Come on. I got one of those big needles, didn't I? With the big eye in it, so you can do, oh, so I can do this. Look at it sitting here looking at me. See me giant needle? Right. So if you get one of these, because you can get 2, I think, for, can't remember now what it was, about could be $5, could be $2, wasn't very much. And they ones that split open, look, see, it's a needle that opens up in the centre, and you can thread your cotton through there really easy. And then what you do is, I'm not going to break it off just for the time being, because I'm going to go in here and I'm going to sneak through here with this, through all these beads, as many as I want to. If I was going to put it, make it into a dangle, you know, you're just going to wiggle your way through there. I hope this cotton goes up here after I go to all this trouble. I knew I got these bead needles for a reason, because when I sent away from them I thought, oh gee, I might as well have the long ones, because if you're doing any sort of beading you want it to be a bit substantial, you know. So maybe that's enough, do you think, for the thing we want to make? We don't know what we're making yet, do we? Now, you can do that, right, but then you've got to think about the fact that you're going to lose this here. So what I should have done was started just from down here, shouldn't I? Right. Well, let's do that then, okay? I can easily unthread this and thread it back up. So let's start again, because we don't want to lose all our beads. So this is the lazy man's way Lazy Sonia's way, maybe. But you know what? What is wrong with doing things the easy way? Nothing. I mean, there's nothing more stressful than trying to do something and it's so hard and you can't, and then you fight and fight and fight with it, you know. So we'll start at the beginning here of where the joint, where the necklace is joined, and we're going to go through here and we're going to do this again, and we're only going to take as much as we need, because in this way we're going to be able to save the, I'm going to go to there, okay, pull that through. Look at that, isn't that amazing, that thing? Go on there and find some of these people. You got to have one. It's just necessary. They're just necessary. Now I'm going to cut only, where's my scissors? Now I'm going to use this, I think, because I just want to cut the old piece of thread, okay? Not my new piece, just the old piece. I've lost one bead, right? And I'm going to push this onto here, right? And then I got that bit, and I'm going to tie it, but I'm going to go through the beads and tie it, so I don't just tie a knot and it fall through the knot. I'm just tying them in a knot, right? So I've got that safe and sound, so I can do that with that again if I want to, and finish making a drop and down thing. I used to think to myself, oh, I don't like making these tassely things. And then I seen somebody else on here say that she wasn't a big fan of doing it either, and it made me feel so much better. You don't have to like everything. I mean, I don't mind doing them, and I love the end result, but I don't know, if you've got to sit there and thread them all, I've done a lot of bead work before, and now you've got this. So now you can put something on the end here for the bottom bit, or leave it like it is, and go back up through. Leave the first one. See the first one there? Leave that. Take your piece of your beads back up through here, because look, we've still got it connected to the cotton reel, because we don't want it to go anywhere. So we've got control of this end, and the cotton reel's got the other end, okay? So what you do is you just push it through, back up through here. Most of the part it'll go by itself anyway. And push that back through there. Come on. And through there. Maybe this is not as easy as the other way, because it was all taut and it was stiff, and you could do it because it was just, that's how it was. But now you can bring it back through here. Hopefully you can find some beads that are threaded like mine, or you know, you mightn't want to do it exactly the same as this. You might think, well, I don't like that way that's done. Don't you dare get loose. I'll cry. Don't you dare get loose. What I'm fiddling with here is the fact that this thread is coming out of my needle a bit. I need to fix that. Pull it back through there. Righto. Now we're going to have to go have more of this thread here, because we're going to take it up through here. We're still going the same way. I just can't, it just come undid did a bit on me here. Hang on a second. Going back up through the beads, Sonia, is what we need to do. Come on. But I got myself stuck because, oops. Now we're making it look difficult, Sonia, stop it. Okay. It isn't hard. I'm doing a bit of grunting and that here. It's not as hard as we're making it out to be. We're accidentally making it out to be. You know what I didn't do? I'm not giving myself enough slack here. I'm pulling it up the wrong way. Instead of taking this here, where's my needle? Instead of pulling this part here down a bit more, so I've got more of this, which I need lots more of that. I've undid the thing again. But I'm not going to let it beat me. There's no way, you know. There's just no way I'm going to let it beat me. It's very rarely do I give up. I'll come back to something later if I give up a bit. I just... Okay, one more. Come on. Oh, come on, get through there. Okay, now we should be able to do it. Very good. So now we've got that threaded on there, look. You don't need to make that look too hard. It wasn't really, sorry if I did, but if you just want me to show you again how to do that, if this doesn't come out easy enough because I've got my hands in the way, but I've got to use them, I will show you how to do it a bit more, because to be honest with you, I wasn't paying a lot of attention to the screen to see if I could see, if you could see what was happening. But see, now you've got that there, and it's ready to put on whatever you want to do with it, see? And it's a small dangly bit, and then you could do some more. Even to make a bit of a trim on the bottom or something, you could just take a few at a time and do it. That sounds like a plan, doesn't it? So that's what I'm going to do with that one. Well, I've started, so we're going to have to go there. Did I cut that off? No, I didn't. I'm going to cut it off that thing. There's my scissors around here. I keep forgetting where I put them. Hey, whoa! It got stuck. Ah. Right. So if I keep them like that, I can fasten it onto something after and turn it into a bit of something, a dangle of some sort. Probably see it on some of my work maybe sometime. Okay, so what else are we going to do now? I put that needle back in here. I need to put it in my book, my needle book that Pam sent me. I got it sitting up here. It's not much good to me without my needles in it, but so those big long ones are really handy. Now, is that enough for today? Oh, just one more thing. I got these because then I'm going to have to turn it off and make another one. Look at these. These are also something that I got for me, my Mother's Day. These materials, they were at Aldi's, and they're 4/4, and I love the colours. Look at them, aren't they beautiful? Beautiful colours. So I'm going to, and even the tie that's on is really cool. Anyway, I want to go and come back, okay? I won't be a minute. I'll talk to you in a minute. Bye-bye.